This is one of those moments where the calm confidence on the surface hides the storm underneath, because when Stephen A. says Jalen Hurts is fully prepared, what he's really doing is daring the football world to challenge that belief, daring the 49ers to test it, daring the Eagles themselves to prove that everything we've seen wobble over the last few months was just noise and not the beginning of a crack. This isn't reassurance, it's confrontation. It's the kind of statement that forces everyone to stop pretending this wildcard game is just another playoff matchup and acknowledge what it really is, a referendum on whether Jalen Hurts is about to reassert control over his narrative or allow doubt to permanently attach itself to his name. Because let's be honest, the Eagles haven't looked like themselves, the offense hasn't hummed, the rhythm has been off, and Hurts sitting out the finale only magnified the anxiety. Preparation sounds nice. Readiness sounds comforting. But playoff football doesn't reward intention, it exposes reality. And when you're lining up across from San Francisco, a team that just watched a first-round bye evaporate in front of them, with their own frustrations simmering, preparation becomes pressure in disguise. That's the tension hanging over this game, because if Hurts is truly ready, then everything flips instantly. The narrative, the confidence, the fear factor. And if he's not, there will be nowhere to hide. This conversation exploded because it cuts straight to the core of what defines playoff football right now. San Francisco stumbled at the worst possible time, missing out on the 1 seed and the comfort of rest after Brock Purdy and the offense failed to show up against Seattle in Week 18. Philadelphia, on the other hand, chose rest, sitting Jalen Hurts in the finale. But that decision only fueled debate because the offense hasn't consistently looked dominant for much of the season. When Jeff Saturday and Stephen A. started breaking down this wildcard clash, it quickly became clear this wasn't about schemes alone. It was about quarterbacks, psychology, and moments. Who steps up when the game tightens? Who makes those 3 or 4 plays that decide everything? That's why this matchup has everyone talking right now. And if you want more of these no-filter playoff breakdowns as the stakes keep rising, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that like button so you don't miss what's coming next. The heart of this debate begins exactly where Jeff Saturday took it, straight to the quarterbacks. Because no matter how much we talk about run games, defenses, and coaching chess matches, playoff football eventually corners the men under center. Saturday didn't sugarcoat it. 3 or 4 plays, that's it. And those plays don't care about how well you ran the ball in the first quarter or how dominant your defense looked early. They land on the quarterback's shoulders when everything tightens. That's why both Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy were immediately placed under the microscope. Neither is coming in scorching hot. Philadelphia scored just 13 points in a win against Buffalo. San Francisco watched their offense disappear against Seattle. Momentum is shaky on both sides, which makes this game volatile. And volatility is where quarterbacks either rise or unravel. What Stephen A. layered on top of that was the fear factor that doesn't show up in box scores. Vic Fangio, a name that coaches quietly obsess over. Shanahan admits it. McVay loses sleep over it. Fangio's entire philosophy is about forcing offenses out of their comfort zones, dragging quarterbacks into unfamiliar territory, and seeing who blinks first. That's not just scheme, that's psychological warfare. And Fangio has found his home in Philadelphia. He's not a head coach juggling politics anymore. He's a defensive architect with freedom, patience, and players who trust him. That means Brock Purdy isn't just facing an Eagles defense. He's facing a constant chess match designed to make him hesitate, to make him second-guess reads, to make those critical 3 or 4 plays feel heavier than usual. And yet, the kryptonite was immediately identified: Christian McCaffrey. The best in the world at turning small spaces into disasters for defenses. Screens, angles, timing. Fangio's 2 high shells dare you to live in the middle of the field, and McCaffrey thrives there. That's why this matchup feels so electric. Because last week, McCaffrey was expected to announce himself again, and didn't. He was silenced by Mike McDonald's defense. Now the question isn't just can he produce, it's can Shanahan unlock him against a coordinator who's built his career on taking away your first answer and laughing while you search for a second. On the Philadelphia side, the pressure shifts subtly but powerfully to Saquon Barkley and offensive coordinator Kellen Moore's successor Kevin Patullo. Barkley isn't just a running back in this game, he's the emotional lever. When he gets going, it changes everything. It energizes the offense, steadies Hurts, demoralizes defenses, and simplifies play calling. But Stephen A. pointed out the danger lurking beneath that reliance. What happens if Barkley doesn't get going? What happens when running into a wall doesn't work? That's when the game becomes dicey, because then Patullo has to make hard decisions against a defensive staff that knows exactly how to exploit uncertainty. You either unleash Hurts or you suffocate your own offense. And when A.J. Brown is standing on the sideline demanding the ball, those decisions get louder, faster, and more consequential. This is where the preparation narrative around Jalen Hurts becomes critical. Because preparation doesn't just mean knowing the playbook. It means being ready for the moment when the run game stalls, the crowd gets loud, the defense adjusts, and suddenly the offense is on your shoulders. Hurts has been criticized all season, scrutinized, questioned, and at times protected by conservative play calling. This wildcard game strips all of that away. If Hurts plays just above average, as Jeff Saturday said, and the run game is functional, the Eagles become a nightmare. That's not hype, that's math. Defense travels, Fangio travels, and a composed quarterback completes the equation. On the other sideline, San Francisco is wrestling with its own psychological residue. Losing out on the 1 seed hurts. Losing the bye hurts more. Having to travel cross-country immediately after a physical loss compounds it. Jeff Saturday's personal story about living that exact scenario underscored how deflating those moments can be. You walk into the locker room knowing what slipped away, knowing how much harder the road just became. And yet, what stood out in San Francisco's response was how quickly they turned the page. Shanahan said the right things. George Kittle said the right things. There was no public sulking. That matters. Because mental reset is everything in January. Still, the physical toll is real. San Francisco's defense is thinning. Injuries are stacking. Fred Warner's replacement is now gone too. At some point, even the best systems strain under attrition. And the style of loss they absorbed, being physically handled, hits deeper than a shootout loss. It challenges identity. It forces a team to confront whether they can respond when punched in the mouth. All of this circles back to Jalen Hurts entering this game fully prepared, not rested, not optimistic, prepared. Prepared to run if needed, prepared to throw when forced, prepared to make those 3 or 4 plays when the entire season compresses into a handful of moments, prepared to answer when Shanahan counters Fangio, when Barkley stalls, when the noise spikes. Because that's what preparation really means in this context. It means being ready to reclaim control. This is why Stephen A. didn't waver when Jeff Saturday doubled down on a Super Bowl run. Because the Eagles' path isn't about dominance, it's about resilience, health, defense, and a quarterback who doesn't need to be spectacular, just decisive. The expectation isn't perfection, it's command. And that's what makes this matchup so volatile. Because if Hurts delivers, the entire postseason picture tilts. And if he doesn't, the questions that have lingered all season turn into accusations. That's the weight hanging over this wildcard game. Not just survival, but validation. Not just advancement, but belief. And when the ball is snapped and the plays start to vanish into memory, all that preparation will be judged in seconds.